How the solar system formed. Imagine this. 4.6 billion years ago, there was no sun, no planets, no Earth, and definitely no humans. Just a giant, swirling cloud of cosmic dust drifting silently through the Milky Way. But then, a single event happened that changed everything. An explosion so powerful that it forced space itself to wake up. This moment created the sun, the planets, and eventually you. This is how our solar system was born. Intro. The cosmic trigger. Our story begins inside a giant cloud of gas and dust called a solar nebula. For millions of years, it floated quietly until a nearby supernova exploded. That explosion sent shockwaves crashing into the nebula, squeezing it, shaking it, and forcing it to collapse. Think of it like tapping a pile of flour. Suddenly, everything starts falling inward. As the nebula collapsed under its own gravity, it spun faster and faster, just like a figure skater pulling their arms in. This spinning flattened the cloud into a giant rotating disk. In the center of this disk, matter began clumping together, getting hotter and hotter. This glowing sphere was about to become our sun. The birth of the sun, a star is lit. As the central mass grew denser, temperatures reached 15 million degrees Celsius. Atoms smashed together, fusing into new elements. And then, boom! Nuclear fusion ignited. A new star turned on for the very first time. Our sun was born, not as the stable star we see now, but as a violent, raging, young star blasting out intense solar winds. Those winds began blowing away the lighter gases around it. Only heavier dust grains remained spinning in the disk. This leftover material would become the planets, the planet factory, how the planets formed. Now comes the most magical part of the story. Inside the disk, tiny grains of dust began sticking together. They formed stones. Stones grew into rocks. Rocks collided and merged into giant boulders. These boulders eventually became massive objects called planetesimals, basically miniature baby planets. For millions of years, they smashed into each other, merging and growing. Some were destroyed, some survived. The survivors turned into the 8 planets we know today, but they didn't all grow the same way. Inner planets. Why they're rocky? Close to the sun, temperatures were extremely high. Water, methane, and hydrogen couldn't survive. Only metals and rocks stayed solid. That's why the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, are small, dense, and rocky. Earth formed when dozens of planetesimals merged, and later, a Mars-sized object called Theia crashed into us, creating the Moon. Outer planets, the gas giants. Farther from the sun, the disk was cooler. Ices and gases could stay solid long enough to clump together. Here, the outer planets grew into giants. Jupiter became the largest because it formed strongest and fastest. Saturn followed with its icy rings. Uranus and Neptune grew slower, made of icy gases like methane and ammonia. These planets became so massive they captured huge amounts of hydrogen and helium, becoming gas giants. The leftover pieces, asteroids, comets, and moons. Not everything formed into planets. Some pieces never grew large enough. These became asteroids, rocky leftovers between Mars and Jupiter. Kuiper belt objects like Pluto comets made of ice and dust. Countless moons orbiting planets. Every moon in the solar system has a unique origin. Some formed beside their planets, others were captured, and some were born from massive crashes. The solar system settles down. It took about 700 million years for everything to calm down. Before that, the early solar system was chaos. Asteroids smashing into planets, giant impacts everywhere. This period, called the Late Heavy Bombardment, helped shape Earth's oceans and maybe even brought the first building blocks of life. Eventually, the collisions slowed. The planets settled into stable orbits, and our solar system became the peaceful neighborhood we live in today. Conclusion. The story continues. We often think of the solar system as something ancient and unchanging, but in reality, it's just one chapter of the universe's long story. Stars die, new stars form, planets come and go. And billions of years from now, even our sun will swell into a red giant, and the solar system will transform again. But today, every sunrise you see, every moonlit night, every breath of air on Earth exists because a star exploded billions of years ago and triggered the chain reaction that created us. The story of our solar system is really the story of how the universe makes life possible.